and welcome back to New Jersey Power and Politics. I'm Laura Jones.
And I'm Jim McQueenie.
Well, this past week, New Jersey reinforced its reputation as the ethically challenged state. Another mayor in New Jersey was found guilty of federal corruption.
It's Mayor Delle Donna of Guttenberg up there in Hudson County Way, the first town I covered as a reporter in my career, actually. Yep. And Laura got to speak with him just a few hours ago, one-on-one. What was that about?
Well, let me fill the viewers in first, kind of bring you up to speed on the story in case you hadn't been following this. In a nutshell, you have a bar owner in the area. Her name is Louisa Medrano, and one of these bars that she owns is in Guttenberg. Now, she's friends with the mayor's wife. A few years back, Louisa's bar is raided by the feds, found that she'd been smuggling some underage Honduran girls to the area, forced them to work off their transportation by entertaining the customers, and somewhere as young as 14. She was facing 250 years in jail. So she got a deal with prosecutors, saying that the mayor's family received cash from her and gifts in exchange for having municipal violations dismissed and favorable permits issued. And this Louisa was one of the key witnesses to the prosecution. And we talked with the mayor, who actually sought us out, former mayor. He resigned on Tuesday, the day he was found guilty, also the day of his 50th birthday. We talked to him. He sought us out. Here's some of what he had to say.
You get elected to help people. You get elected to govern. Especially in a small town, that means having a hands-on approach. I would not change a thing I did. I believe that I've served this town faithfully and honorably from the first day I became mayor, January of 2002, until the day I resigned, April 30th, 2008. There's not one thing I think I would change. I don't think I did anything wrong, and I don't see how serving the public should be seen as, doing something wrong.
Why do you think you were targeted?
Well, there was stories going around about campaign cash contributions, which is what I think started the investigation. But as you know, the jury found us not guilty of those charges. I think that's what started it. Also, Louisa Medrano was charged with human trafficking, and obviously when it was time for her to go to her sentencing, she decided to talk to the prosecutors about a friendship that she had with my wife, Anna, and I think that's where it all comes from. I don't fault the jury. The jury did their work. They went for 5 days. They looked at the evidence. I don't agree with their verdict on the conspiracy charge, but my fear in the beginning was that they would go in there with the idea that all politicians are crooks.
As a public servant, it's your job to serve the people, but when it comes to deciding what's right and what's wrong, what's legal versus illegal, it seems like the water is cloudy.
Well, in this case, the line seemed to keep moving. As a public servant in a very small town where I know just about everyone either by face or by name, many instances people would come to my office. I had open hours on Monday nights where without an appointment, any resident could come and talk to me about any problem they were having. So on, very many occasions, people would come and tell me about things they needed some help with. And anytime I could do help for somebody legally, I would do it. Like make a phone call to the buildings department because our inspectors only work 4 hours a week, there's a lot of times where residents have to wait quite a bit of time to get an inspection or for a permit or something like that. It seems that what was clouded in this case was the things that were being done in everyday governance being seen as being done as favors in exchange for the friendship with my wife. I think that it's getting very clouded as to what you can and can't do. And I try to help every one of my constituents whenever I can, but legally. A simple phone call about a final inspection on a house seems to have been turned into a political favor for a donator or a political favor for a friend. And their zeal for finding public corruption, we seem to be getting very close to the point where there's not much you can do for a constituent without it being scrutinized as doing it for an ulterior motive.
Okay, the mayor resigned on Tuesday. Again, that was his 50th birthday. He faces sentencing. He and his wife both in September could face 4 years in prison, which is right around the time of their 25th wedding anniversary.
Yikes, and convicted on his birthday.
Yeah, convicted and resigned on his birthday. We spoke with the U.S. Attorney's Office, who had this reaction to that. Michael Driniak said the independent jury decided the guilt of Mr. Delle Donna, and it appears he is trying to deflect responsibility for his own criminal conduct.
And you have to look at this as an average person here, and despite how he might feel about this conviction and how he's jobbed or whatever, you got to say, precisely because what he said, it's a small town. In a small town, your wife is accepting gifts from a business owner. You know what?
He claimed that they had a friendship. They had a friendship, and it was a mutual friendship. This is what he claims.
It's the spouse of a public official.
Okay,
it's
let
to
me
take the money.
Well, let me give you this example. I'm friends with the mayor in Lambertville, and I've gone over to their house for dinner. They've come over to my house. Our children are the same age. They play together. I give her son a birthday present. She gives my daughter a birthday present. What's the difference?
The difference is I will be the host of this show then. I'm sorry, Laura. You're going upriver. You know what they say about Hudson County, by the way, about a bribe?
It's under $25.
About a bribe in Hudson County
present.
is if it fits in an envelope, it's not a big enough bribe. So the passing of envelopes on here in Hudson County. But anyway, sad situation, but one that makes you have to really question, hey, come on, you should know better.
Well, we have more to come on New Jersey Power and Politics. We're going to take another look at the race for U.S. Senate here in New Jersey.
And we've